So as they get up to speed, let me finish the story on the modified race last night. Great race, great competition in NASCAR's only open wheel division. The three guys that have traded the championships back and forth the last few years, Ron Silk, Justin Bonsignore, Doug Coby. They all battled for the lead throughout. Ryan Newman even had a shot at the lead. Bobby Labonte got crashed. And it all came down to one of those, well, I think there's something on the track kind of cautions, and a 3-lap shootout. And darn it, if Bonsignore and Silk don't go side by side the whole last 2 laps, wheel to wheel, real thrilling 150-lap race. Great show. Bonsignore won it.
I had just tuned in, tried to find it on Flow, and finally got it on, got it sat down on the couch, comfortable. It was a victory lane shot.
Oh, jeez.
I missed it.
Well, it was
all on social media. It was very good, though. Cool race car.
Christopher Bell coming off an eventful race at COTA, where arguably he had the fastest car and was closing on William Byron as it came down to the closing laps, but the final pit stop, second of 2, made all the difference for Christopher Bell, relegating him to second place. He and Kyle Busch, though, got into it on track at COTA. And later, this was what happened after the race.
Okay.
Well,
I love that he tried to give him the old, should we shake hands?
Yeah.
He didn't get it.
Here's the incident we're talking about.
Yeah, and you see the left front tire locked up on Bell's car there. He was trying to just fill the hole. Kyle was super high, and he had planned on crossing back over to get a good run up off the corner, and Bell was there. So
then later in the week, here's Christopher Bell.
I made contact with him and he spun out, so I understand why he's upset. And we had a conversation on Monday, and I thought that it went well. I called him and he didn't answer, and I thought that was going to be the end of it, and he called me back. So that was really cool that he had the respect towards me to call me back, and he didn't have to do that. So it's behind us, and whatever happens moving forward, it is what it is.
always a tough scenario in how to handle those things when you spin somebody out, Clint. If that is the case, it's been a few times that Kyle has been spun out. A lot of times it's just harder to pass when you're trying to gain a position, or you get less slack and wind up knocked up the racetrack. So it just depends on how Kyle wants to handle it at this point.
I like the first version better after the interview.
Let's get to Regan Smith.
Like Chris Buescher out of his race car right now, third quickest, ran 47 laps in that first session. How important is that to know exactly where your race car is going to go?
Yeah, that was our sprint last time here, and want to make sure we still got that. So really was hoping we'd fire off close enough to be able to run that thing out, and we were. So the team did a fantastic job. Got a good Nexus Top Ford Mustang under us. So I know we got to really dive into the data here and figure out where we're at. Thought it was pretty respectable, but got a couple things feel like we can tweak on and be better yet.
Thanks, Chris.
What he just said right there, in my opinion, it's the hardest part about the format in which these guys are under, with the short practice sessions and then having to go right to qualifying, and then the fact that you add in that you really can't come and pit and make any of those adjustments. Now they have the only thing they have the tire data, right? You have your tire data, the temperatures, the buildups, all these things, camber readings, and that. We're gonna go out and we're gonna make a couple adjustments. You're gonna qualify, then we're going straight to racing. Not much to change and to move forward with. What the bed that you made is the bed you're lying in.
Well, and that was kind of a compromise between NASCAR and the teams and the drivers. Everybody has a different agenda and what they want. The teams practice, it costs money to practice. To have multiple practice sessions before qualifying, that's expensive. You want to do it all in one day because that is cost efficient, trying to save the teams some money. And
don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of it.
Okay.
I'm saying that's the facts. That's the challenge within it. But that's why the entertainment value goes up because of it. If you gave these guys 2 days of practice, that window of opportunity is going to narrow up considerably, and the product is probably going to be stale because of that.
Well, they probably